Hey YouTube, Rando here. Today we're going to do a video on our EDC, and this isn't our EDC kit. I've done a video on that long ago. This is what's actually on our persons. It's not much. I'm not showing my gun. I've done both my EDC guns, my backup and my primary, in a different video. I don't think I've showed every gun that I actually carry. You know, I don't carry them all at one time, but I have a few to pick through that I like to EDC, and maybe we'll do a video on that a different day. So these are my keys. I have keys to all my gun locks, my gun cabinet, my safe, and then my lock box that my desk gun stays in when, you know, I'm not home. It gets locked up as well inside of a lock box, and then the drawer gets locked, so it stays locked up. I'm a mechanic, so I carry a spark plug gap tool, and then right here on this quick release I have a 8 GB memory card that stays right here. It's in my computer right now being changed up, but it's aerial maps and all the maps I would need to get to my bug out location. It's man, it's all our personal information, medical information for me and my family members, my wife, both my kids, and then I also have my SHTF library on there. 8 GB can hold a lot of memory, or a lot of information, so that's plenty for us. And then I have some cordage here. I don't wear a paracord bracelet. I don't usually have paracord in my pocket, so if I needed cordage, it's there. I don't wear any kind of bracelet. I don't wear a watch. I do have an iPhone and a Samsung Galaxy that I kind of switch through. It's me and my wife's phones, and we switch off phones sometimes. But it has a compass and a clock on it, so I don't really need the watch, and I don't like wearing jewelry. I've been married for many years, and I still despise wearing a wedding ring. I just can't stand having a ring on my finger. It's not because it's a wedding ring. It's because it's jewelry, and I just don't like wearing jewelry. You know, I don't like wearing watches, bracelets, necklaces, rings, anything. So that's that. I just don't carry a watch. Okay. Hygiene's important, especially, you know, again, when you're a mechanic, you're always dirty. I do carry some floss, and then I carry this little pack of wet naps, and then there's some alcohol pads in here, and a SE. There's usually 2 of them in there, but I used one. I need to replace it. The SE compressed towels. You just add water, and it, you know, gets real big, and then you unroll it, and it's I think like a 10-inch by 10-inch towel or something like that. They work well. Lighters. I carry a Bic as a backup lighter. That, you know, if somebody asks me for a light, that's the lighter they're getting handed, just in case they do accidentally put it in their pocket, which I know a lot of smokers, they just, when they light their cigarette, they're used to sticking their lighter in their pocket, so they'll take your lighter. This is my primary lighter. It's a Zippo. I do carry this sometimes. If I know my Zippo's getting low, I'll fill this up with Zippo fluid, and this is what I carry it in. It doesn't leak. It, you know, stays in my pocket. It's small enough that I don't know it's there, and it's enough fluid to hold. I can hold enough fluid in there to fill my Zippo up saturated one time. So if I'm completely out and it's completely dry, I know that that's a complete refill for my lighter. I carry chapstick. I know, you know, but there is like 101 uses for chapstick, so. My wife got me on the whole chapstick kick some time back. We used to have a wood-burning stove in my shop, and that's what we used for heat in my shop until we switched to the, we have diesel jet blowers now that warm it up really, really nice in there. But if we don't have diesel, we would still use the wood-burning stove, so I got into the habit of carrying a little fire kit in my pocket. It's just made out of a little floss can. I always have floss on me, so I have plenty of these, so I took one and I made a little fire kit into it. I was used to it being in my pocket, so I put it in my pocket and it didn't bother me that much. One day I'll show that. It's just my pocket fire kit is what I call it. Knives. I have been EDCing this knife in my wallet lately, just testing it out for another channel we have, and I really do kind of like it. It stays sharp, cuts open boxes really well, but that's about all you're going to do with it. You could probably do like some small food preps or something, but it's very rarely that I'm doing food preps while I'm, you know, not at home. And when I'm at home, I have kitchen knives. So, but it's a cool little knife. I like it. It's the Ian Sinclair Card Sharp. It's the knockoff. I do plan on buying an actual Ian Sinclair though, because I am enjoying that a lot. so I'll end up buying that. This is an Uncle Henry. It's an older knife made by Schrade here in the U.S. I guess back when Schrade was made in the USA. I don't know if they still are or not. I'm not sure. I haven't bought a Schrade knife in a really long time, but it's an Uncle Henry. You can see, well, you're probably going to be able to see it. You're probably going to... but on the blade itself, it does say Schrade, and then under made in the USA. So I don't know if Schrade still makes them, or if they still make them in the USA or what, but this is my primary cutting tool. It's the Gerber Paraframe. It's not the best knife I have, but again, I'm a mechanic. When I'm grabbing for my knife in my pocket, I usually have like a hose or something in my hand I'm trying to hang on to, like say a radiator hose or a heater core hose. So I need to be able to open and close my knife one-handed, and this one's a quick deploy knife. It, opens really easy. I was carrying the Buck Bantam, but it's a little harder to open and it's a little harder to close. So I do like this knife better, just because this one's serrated, which is good for cutting up cardboard boxes and stuff like that. But other than that, I never use the serration on here. And it's a liner lock. I don't like liner locks, but it's a good enough knife. It works. I use it. I quit EDC in this one about 6 months ago, and I haven't bought a new one yet, but I do plan on buying a Spyderco soon, or maybe a Cold Steel or something like that, a cheaper one. I'm not looking for an expensive pocket knife, so I'm going to be upgrading that. And then this is something else I'm going to be redoing, is the EDC light. It's way too big. I don't like carrying it in my pocket. I did buy a koozie holster for it that I kind of rigged up to use, but it's really noticeable. I don't like anything to stand out on me. Like the guys who carry the fixed blades on their belt, you can always, they just stand out. Your attention goes to that. So I don't want anything calling attention to me at all. So I like to carry it in my pocket. It's just a little too big, so I'm going to be looking for a nano light soon. If anybody can recommend one down in the comments, that's great. I'll look into it, as long as it's not real expensive. And I would prefer it to use like a AAA or a AA, maybe something like that. This uses an 18650, which is fine, as long as I'm somewhere where I can charge it. In my vehicle with the car charger, or at the house with the wall charger. And at AAA, you just pull one out your pocket and you have an extra battery, and it can run on 2 AAAs or something. I don't know, two AAs, whatever. It just has to be a smaller light, because this one, you can see, it's just a little bit too big to be an EDC light that you're carrying in your pocket. So that's everything I carry besides a pen. I do carry a pen and a notepad that is not in front of me for some reason. It's probably with my truck keys. I carry a little notepad and a pen, and then that's pretty much it. It's one just like that. I have like dozens of them that I carry, so I have one that's usually just notes that I plan on keeping, and then I have a couple of scrap pieces of paper in it to write down numbers to give somebody or whatever, and what have you. Usually have business cards for that, but not always. Sometimes I need to reorder. And that's what I carry in my pockets. That's what I carry on my person. That's it. We are going to do a video on the pocket fire kit that I carry. I have showed it before, and somebody asked a question about it, and I promised to do a video on it, and I never did. So we're going to do a video on that soon. We're going to do a video when we upgrade the flashlight, and we're going to do a video when we upgrade the knife. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed. As always, thanks for watching YouTube.